everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title down below, in this video I'm going to be making a crispy honey chicken sushi recipe, dinner, meal, sushi. What? As you can tell by the title down below, I'm going to be making some crispy honey chicken sushi for Nick and I for tea, so I thought I'd just film it and show you guys how I make it, what I do. And I've done this a few times now and it's so good. So definitely this has been on my list to film for a long time now. So I'm going to show you guys the ingredients. I've already prepared the rice, so I'll do some overlay while I'm speaking of that. Yeah, just because I do my rice in a rice cooker, not on the stovetop like the packaging says. But if you want to do it on the stovetop, just read your packaging. If you want to do it in the microwave like I done, I kind of show the basics and I just taught you. It's very simple, so I don't really film that properly. But otherwise, I'll show you guys the rest of the ingredients and we'll just start preparing the chicken. So here's just an overview of the ingredients. So chicken, obviously I'm doing honey chicken, so chicken breast is what I'm using because they're cheaper and it works perfectly fine. If you want to use chicken thighs, you totally can with this recipe. And then we got the rice, and with the rice I've already added the sushi seasoning. You can do rice wine vinegar and sugar. That's pretty much what sushi seasoning is. I just buy this because when they're on sale it's the same price as the rice wine vinegar, so I might as well just buy it already all done in the bottle for the same price, and then it's one less step I have to do. So with the rice, I just cooked it, like I said, in the rice cooker. I use boiling water. I do not wash my rice, so I use dry rice just because on the packaging that's what it says it is preferred. I just cook it in 4-minute intervals in the microwave. So yeah, after 4 or 2 minutes I'll just give it a mix, top it up with water if I need to, and then just keep tasting it as well. If it's hard, keep cooking it. If it's soft and tastes like it's done, it's done. Or depending on what packaging you use, it might even have instructions for the microwave. So that's that. For the batter, we want plain flour, corn flour, baking powder. I like to add a bit of white pepper. Oh, I can't get it. White pepper and some milk and some water. If you got full fat milk or reduced fat milk, it doesn't really matter. And then for the honey dressing glaze kind of thing, it's just Chinese cooking wine and some honey. You can use some sesame seeds if you want. I'm not going to do that today. They're not with the sushi. And then the nori, which is your seaweed, to wrap it all in. And I think that is everything. Oh, and I want garlic. I haven't taken out, but in the batter I want to add some garlic. Alright, so chicken breast. I am going to clean these ones up a bit because not the nicest looking chicken breasts. So just chop out all of the goopy stuff. So for the strips, kind of like a fat finger width is what I'm doing. So I don't know, a couple of centimeters of width. But personal preference. And I just, yeah, try to get them so it will just be, I just need one strip. But then some strips are smaller than others, so we'll be overlapping, and that's all fine as well. So kind of like with this piece, because it's the end piece, I just straighten it up, but that can still be battered up and fried, because you never know if you need a little piece or not. Alright, so now working on with the chicken in my garlic, just the garlic here. I'm going to add a good decent heaped tablespoon of minced garlic. And the reason I'm doing minced garlic is not fresh with this one specifically is because you want it to stick to the chicken and be all very nice and lovely. And just the juices that comes from this, it does help a bit. So all of my chicken can go into there. I'm just going to use my hands to get that garlic kind of spread around all of my pieces of chicken. And I'm making a bit of a mess. Half a cup of plain flour. You don't really need to sift it or anything unless your flour's like really lumpy for some reason. Sift it, otherwise there's not really that much point. Half a cup of flour into there. Corn flour, I want 1/4 of a cup, which I really need to get a container for the corn flour. Oh, 1/4 cup in that. Good. I would say half a teaspoon of the ground pepper, and don't sneeze. Baking powder, so definitely not bicarb soda. Baking powder, or baking soda is what it's also called, because I've done that before and that does not work. So half a teaspoon of baking powder. Now I'm second guessing myself of what I got here. Baking powder, definitely baking powder. Half a teaspoon of that, and that is all the dry. So I'm just going to mix this up. And with my milk, we want about 1/4 cup of the milk. About 1/2 cup of cold water for the liquid. So it's kind of a easy recipe to remember too. So you just, the cup that you use for your plain flour, you use the same amount for cold water, and then the amount that you use your cup for your corn flour, the same amount for your milk. And then add the chicken. Ooh. I'm going to also set this to the side, tidy up my area a little bit, get some oil heating up, some frying oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, whatever you normally do to fry. Every time I've made this, I've always deep fried the chicken, but this time I want to try and do more of a shallow fry. So we'll see if that works out okay. I'm assuming it will be fine. But yeah, I'm going to start heating up the oil and all that jazz. Alright, so one thing I want to show you guys on how to test if your oil is ready or not. Here is just a wooden chopstick. I'll pop it in. You can see the bubbles, only very teeny tiny bubbles coming up. I'll zoom you guys in so you can see. Then your oil is ready. And I got this to a medium heat, slightly just above medium, not very much though. So straight from the batter, I'm just going to slightly shake off any excess. And straight in. So we're going to be doing a few different batches just because I obviously don't want it to be overcrowded, the pan. And this isn't really shallow frying, is it? It's still deep frying, isn't it? But that's okay. So that little one in there. And over here as well, I got a cooling rack because the chicken will go straight onto the cooling rack, so it gets not soggy on the bottom, it stays crispy. And then I just got a tray underneath as well, just for easy clean up. So these will go in. Oh, it's a bit stuck to the bottom. This will just be frying off now for about, I don't even know, 6-7 minutes, maybe 8 minutes. I'll let you guys know how long we're going to take them out anyway. Alright, so all of the all of the chicken is now cooked. All of the bloody cooking. Anyway, so the first batch, like, it worked out pretty good, and some of it did kind of peel away because it got stuck to the bottom of the pan. But as I was doing batches, I think I've done all of this in 4 batches. It was just becoming a pain. Well, that one's okay. That's like completely came out of its skin. So my reasoning for why this has happened, like I said, I've done this recipe numerous amount of times and it has happened, is because I attempted to shallow fry it, although I still had too much oil for it to be a shallow fry. But it was definitely like very little for a deep fry. So when I put the chicken in, it just went straight to the bottom. Whereas normally when there's more oil, it will slowly go down. So then the outside, the bottom will cook. So when it hits the bottom, it won't actually stick. So maybe this recipe is not one to do for shallow frying. That's, yeah, the only thing I can think of. And the reason why it got worse, the more and more I went on, is because, well, the pan is just... but the pot just has more of the burnt bits, you know, and stuff, and stuck to the bottom. So I'm still going to use this chicken. It's not going to go to waste. It's just for making up. But I just wanted to say that. So if you did want to do a shallow fry, this probably is not the recipe. That's the only reason, the only thing I've done different. Because yeah, like I said, it wasn't really shallow fry, but I normally add a lot more oil than that in the pot for a normal deep fry when I do this chicken. So yeah, hopefully that's the reason. We'll see. But regardless, I've tasted a piece. It's still nice and crispy. It's delicious. And we'll start on the glaze, the honey glaze. Just in a small saucepan, I'm going to do about 4 tablespoons of honey. And Chinese cooking wine, just like half teaspoon. Whoa, that was a bit much, but that's okay. A little bit less than what I just done, and it should be good. Alright, so that's nice and bubbly now, so I can turn that off the heat. That was medium heat too, I don't know if I've said that or not. Then into the pot. And now we've got the chicken pieces. I'm just going to chuck that all in. So this is just going to go into the fridge. The lighting's starting to get bad now. This is going to go into the fridge just to cool down a bit, and probably, I don't know, 20 minutes. I'll take it out and we'll start rolling the sushi. Alright, so with the nori, I'll try and show it as best as I can on the camera, but you've got a rough side, which is the side I'm facing to you guys now, and then we've got a smooth side. So we always want the rough side to be up. So then the way I remember it is just this, you want the smooth side on the outside for a nice smooth finish kind of thing. So, what are you doing? Nick's drinking whiskey. Are you choosing to them? I'm just going to use some water to help. And I'll take some rice. This rice has been cooling from the start, as you guys have seen. And oh, I'm all over the place. Actually, let me just turn this around because I don't want to roll these stringy bits in the sushi roll. That would not be good.
That'd be a disaster.
That would be a disaster. Right, so wet hands to help smooth out the rice. Or spread out the rice, I should say. So I want to leave a, I don't know, maybe 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters kind of gap. You can use 2 centimeters, 1 centimeter. Some people fill it all the way up. Just for me personally, I find it much easier to do this. So if you're new at rolling sushi, definitely leave a gap at the end. Oh, almost forgot the mayo. Oh, also I didn't have the mayo out when I was doing the ingredients. This is Kewpie, which is a Japanese mayo. Definitely recommend this mayonnaise if you make sushi. I could not make sushi with any other mayo, I don't think.
I don't think anyone should.
So, nice line of that. And now we'll go into the chicken. So I'm just trying to find pieces. So that fits quite well. Nick's just watching.
Studio audience, this is great.
Oh, is it?
So it's just me and Zeke. And I'm blocking the view for Zeke, sorry.
He was sleeping. Anyway, so use the mat to guide with the sushi. So I like to, with my thumb and finger, have it on the mat. Other fingers up on the chicken to help it in place. And then we just roll. And just slightly press it down as we roll. Lift up the mat, roll a bit more. And so on and so forth. And at the end, with some water, just wet the sushi. You don't want it soaking wet, but you can kind of feel it. It will get sticky. So.
Make sure it's tight.
Yes, I know.
Nothing worse than a loose sushi. Holy shit.
And then, yeah, flip it over.
I was telling the camera too, to make sure it's tight if they do it.
Oh. Yes.
Studio audience, remember?
So, that's the first roll done. So it kind of looks funny, but we'll cut into it in a little bit. I'm just going to set it off to the bench for now. So I'm going.
No vegetables in this one. Don't know if she mentioned that or not.
Yeah, Nick thought there was going to be cucumber, but no cucumber. I don't know, honey chicken. I'm pretty sure traditionally it's just the chicken. I don't think they add vegetables. Every time I buy it and take away, it's always just the chicken. There is this one shop though, they do have lettuce leaf, but I'll be honest, I always pick out the lettuce leaf when I buy it, so.
Wow.
But when I do teriyaki chicken, which that's what I normally do if I do chicken sushi, it's teriyaki, I do add cucumber. But if you want to add cucumber with this or lettuce leaf or whatever, you definitely can. Alright, so this is the sushi all sliced up and cut up. My slices were kind of wonky today. I'm serving it with some pickled ginger because Nick absolutely loves this with any kind of sushi. I'm going to try it. And yeah, so just on this board, and any leftovers, it can go in the fridge and it's completely fine till tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!